Alex, I spent 45 minutes on hold yesterday. 45 minutes.
Let me guess. You were trying to find a specialist.
I was trying to find a plumber to fix the faucet in the guest bath. It's been dripping, just a slow rhythmic torture for 3 weeks. I finally break down, I call a guy, and he tells me his diagnostic fee just to pull into my driveway is $180.
Haha. Welcome to 2024, Tiger. That's the I don't really want to do this small job tax.
Exactly. And he couldn't see me until 3 weeks from Tuesday, between the hours of noon and whenever I feel like it. I hung up the phone, walked into the garage, grabbed a 10-cent O-ring and a wrench, and fixed it in 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Alex.
So, what you're saying is, you spent 3 weeks listening to a drip and 45 minutes on hold for a 6-minute repair.
God help me. Yes, and that is exactly what we're talking about today. The hiring headache. We think we're saving time by outsourcing these little home projects, but between the quotes, the waiting, the strangers in your house, and the bill, it's actually more work to hire someone than to just do it yourself.
It's the procrastination trap. We tell ourselves we're too busy or we don't have the right tools, when really, we're just intimidated by the unknown. But come on, Tiger, you're a master craftsman. You've got a lathe that costs more than my car. Of course, a faucet is easy for you. What about the person who doesn't know a Phillips head from a flathead?
Heh. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Even the pros are just people who stop being afraid of breaking things. Look, if you can follow a Lego instruction manual, you can swap a light fixture. If you can butter a piece of toast, you can patch a hole in drywall. We make these excuses to protect our ego from a potential shop disaster. But the real disaster is living in a house that's falling apart around you because you're waiting for a free weekend that never comes.
Okay, let's talk about the free weekend. That's the biggest lie we tell ourselves, isn't it? I'll do it when I have time.
Oh, it's a total myth. The free weekend is a mythical beast, right up there with unicorns and a table saw that doesn't produce sawdust. It doesn't exist. If you wait for 48 hours of uninterrupted bliss, that leaking faucet will be an indoor swimming pool by the time you get to it.
So, how do we fix the mindset? Because I'm guilty of this too. I've had a door handle that jiggles for 6 months. Every time I touch it, I think I should fix that. And then I just walk through the door.
You have to eliminate the friction. Ask me how I know. I once spent an entire Saturday trying to fix a fence gate. I went to the hardware store 4 times. 4 times, Alex. By the third trip, the guy at the checkout was asking me if I wanted a job.
Did you tell him you already have a podcast and a workshop full of expensive paperweights?
I told him I was a very slow learner, but that's the trick. The maker's secret is doing the admin work during the week. Tuesday night, you buy the light fixture. Wednesday night, you make sure you have the wire strippers. Thursday, you check the breaker box. When Saturday morning hits, you isn't prepping, you're doing. You want to finish in a day? Stop shopping on the day you're supposed to be building.
That makes sense. It's the prep on weekdays, build on weekends rule. I like that. So let's dive into some of these low-hanging fruit projects. You mentioned light fixtures. You call them the jewelry of the room.
They are. You can have a beautiful room. But if you have one of those 1990s brass and frosted glass boob lights staring at you, the whole vibe is off. Swapping a light fixture is maybe a 2-hour job.
Wait, hold on. Electric stuff scares people. There's the whole getting electrocuted factor. That's a pretty big deterrent.
Fair, but here's the secret. Electricity isn't magic. It's just water in a pipe that you can't see. You turn off the breaker, not just the switch, the breaker, and you use one of those little non-contact voltage testers. If the light doesn't chirp, you're safe. It's 3 wires. Black to black, white to white, green to ground. If you can match socks, you can wire a light.
Haha, you haven't seen my laundry basket, Tiger. My socks are a disaster.
Well, then maybe call a pro for the light. But for everyone else, it's a massive win. You finish it, you flip the switch, the light comes on, and you feel like Thomas Edison. It's an instant confidence boost.
Let's talk about the front door. You say it's a one-day fix, but painting a door sounds like a nightmare. Drips, brush marks, the house being open to the elements while it dries.
It's a 4 to 6 hour commitment, mostly waiting for paint to dry. But think about the psychology of it. The front door is the transition from the world to your sanctuary. If your door is peeling and gray, you're telling your brain this place is neglected every time you come home.
Okay, but what about the drips? I've seen DIY doors that look like they were painted with a mop.
Here's the thing nobody tells you. There's an anatomy to it. You paint the recessed panels first, then the horizontal rails, then the vertical stiles. It's like a puzzle. If you follow the order, the wet edges blend together. And buy good paint. Don't get the cheap stuff. Get a high-quality exterior semi-gloss. It levels itself out so you don't see the brush strokes.
And I assume we aren't doing this in a rainstorm?
Unless you're going for a textured, vertical waterfall look, no. Check the weather. Pick a Saturday with low humidity. It's the highest ROI project you can do for curb appeal.
I want to talk about what you call the 15-minute wins. Because sometimes I don't even have 4 hours. I have between my third and fourth cup of coffee.
Those are the best ones. We call them micro fixes. My favorite is the cabinet tighten. If your kitchen handles are wobbling, it makes the whole kitchen feel cheap. 10 minutes with a screwdriver and everything feels solid again. Or the shower head. You know, most people are living with terrible water pressure just because their shower head is full of 1980s mineral deposits.
And let me guess, you don't need a plumber for that either.
Wrap a rag around the pipe so you don't scratch the finish, use a pair of pliers, unscrew the old one, put on some Teflon tape, and screw on a new one. It takes longer to take the new one out of the plastic packaging than it does to install it.
See, that's where I get stuck. I never have the Teflon tape.
Alex, it's 99 cents. Buy 3 rolls. Keep one in the kitchen, one in the garage, and one under your pillow for good luck. That's what I mean by admin. If you have the tape in the drawer, you'll fix the shower. If you have to go to the store for it, you'll live with low pressure for 5 years.
You mentioned maker confidence earlier. That's a term we use a lot here at Tiger Den. Is a 15-minute fix really going to make me a better woodworker or metal worker?
Absolutely. Because making isn't about the size of the project. It's about the relationship between your brain and your hands. When you fix a squeaky hinge with a little silicone spray, you've solved a problem in the physical world. Your brain goes, oh, I can change my environment.
It's an antidote to that feeling of being a passive consumer in your own life.
Precisely. Ask me how I know. Years ago, before I really got into the shop, I was afraid to touch anything behind a wall. I thought if I turned a screw too hard, the house would collapse. Then I replaced a toilet. It was messy, it was loud, and I cursed a lot. But when it was done, I felt like I could build a skyscraper. These one-day fixes are the gateway drugs to the bigger builds. You start with a faucet, and a year later, you're building a custom walnut dining table.
Haha. And probably still ignoring the dripping faucet in the guest bath.
Haha. Hey, let's not get personal.
So, the challenge for the listeners this week is pretty clear. Stop the procrastination. Stop calling for quotes on things that take 20 minutes.
Exactly. This Wednesday, when you're scrolling through your phone, stop. Go to a hardware site, order the parts you need for that one annoying thing, the flickering bulb, the loose handle, the scuffed door. Get the materials delivered or pick them up on the way home.
Don't wait for the mythical free weekend.
Don't wait. Give yourself Saturday morning, 3 hours, no phone, no distractions. Just you, a screwdriver, and a sense of purpose.
And maybe some Teflon tape.
Especially the Teflon tape.
Any last words of wisdom for the guy who's currently staring at a broken cabinet hinge and wondering if he should just buy a new house?
Here's the thing. Your house is a project that's never finished. And that's the beauty of it. It's a living thing. When you take care of it, it takes care of you. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. A drip is just a lesson you haven't learned yet. And trust me, the feeling of sitting down on Saturday night knowing you fixed it yourself, that's better than any professional's receipt.
Well said, Tiger. I'm going home to tighten that door handle.
I'll believe it when I see the photo on the Tiger Den forums.